Hi everyone, Coder Steve here. In this video I'm going to be showing how to create an add-on for the login system. This has been requested by a subscriber of my channel. So I'm going to go to my videos on my channel and we're going to look at the request itself. I think it was on this one. Click off, I have responded. So it is from a Bazari Ibrahim, and he's asked if he could, it's basically wrote, Coder Steve, I want it in a way where my book are being listed in a table, and it should have a buy button for each book. But when a buy button for a particular book is clicked, it should automatically subtract the price of the book from balance and update the balance on database. Then the user should be able to download the book. But if the user balance is lower than the book price, it should redirect them to a deposit page so they can deposit before downloading. Right, so I've already had a little look at this, and I'm going to show you what I've put together and how it works. So firstly, we're going to go to the website, and the login system, I moved the URL so it's not on the index page. It's on codetest.co.uk loginsystem.php, and you can create an account here should you want to, and then you can log in here should you want to. So I'm going to put in some login details which I made in one of the previous videos, which was test user. So we'll log into the account, and this is what it looked like before if you watched the login tutorial and the referral tutorial. But I'm going to put down underneath here, we're going to put a shop system in place where a user, once they're logged in, they can have the option to buy products of any sort. It could be any type of product. It could be downloadable, anything really. So firstly, what we need to do then is go to our database, which is in cPanel. Click the PHP My Admin link and go to your database. This is the database of the table called users, and these are all the users that are currently in the database. So you've got the one I just logged in here, which was test user. So we need to look at the structure, which is this tab up here, which shows you ID, username, password, and refer. We need to add a new row or column, add a new column. So we'll click that to put one on the end, and we'll call this one balance. As you can see, it's already pre-filled because I had it in there earlier. And we'll give it a decimal, and it has to be 10,2, as in decimal places, so as in 0.00. We'll click save, and then we'll go back to users. Now we can see all balances of all users are currently sitting at 0.00. So we've got a column in place where a balance can be updated. That's the first step of creating this script. So then we'll go back to the website. We've got nothing there so far, but I wrote out a bit of code earlier, and it only took me about 5 minutes or so. Go to the code, and I wrote this out earlier. Only took me about 5 minutes or so. So grab the code, and we'll paste it in. I'll put it in here, and I'll explain what it does. Right, so firstly, we've given a little header that says shop system add-on right here. Your balance, we've put a balance equals and then their balance. So to get the balance, we've had to run a query just here. You can copy this, or if you need the code, please comment below. If you like my video, please like it, and if you want, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, and then you'll be notified of every new video I add on this channel. So this query here is a MySQL query. It selects all from users where the username is test user, because that's the current one I'm logged in as. So it selects all from users table where username equals test user. You use this as a row, MySQL fetch association query, and I'm getting the row balance. Now this here currently says 0.0, which you can see here. So that's how you get the balance of the user. So then we go back down to where I was explaining, shop system addon, your balance will say 0.00 because that's a PHP variable. We've got a deposit funds button that I've put in place, and I've used a button to do this and a file called deposit.php because you need to make a new file. And then I've put amount, and I've hidden the username because when they deposit money or funds or whatever you want to call it into this system, it needs to deposit to the user that's logged in. So instead of displaying the username, we'll just hide that. You can use type equals hidden to hide it, but the variable is still there, if that makes sense. Then I've created a button that says add funds. So if we save the website, logged in, and refresh the website, there we go. We've got a shop system add-on just here. Your balance equals 0.00. Deposit funds is here where they can add funds, and this is the products available to buy. So the first thing we'll do is we'll test it by adding some funds. So if I add in 5 and click add funds, there you go. That's updated the table with 5. Now, to do this with PayPal button, you can put a PayPal button instead of this one here. So then when they pay, they get redirected back to your website, which updates the table the same way I update it on the deposit.php file, which I'll show you. So you can add a PayPal button here for them to add a deposit into the system. Once they've paid in PayPal or whatever other payment method system you use, they get redirected back to a URL you specify, which updates their balance with the correct amount that they paid. So I deposited funds there. If I refresh the tables user, test user now has a balance of 5. So I can add some more funds, like I'll add 2, add funds. This has changed it to 7 now, 7.00. Again, this is just for testing. I ain't going to add a PayPal button here because that's beyond the scope of this video, but that's how you would do it. You would add some code here, redirect to PayPal or whatever payment system you want. In their settings, they'd have a redirect back, which would redirect back to the deposit.php file, which I'm going to show you now. So this is the deposit.php file. In the logged in system, when a user adds funds, the first input area is called amount, and the second one was hidden username. So on the deposit, we get them variables in the same way we would for any register form. We put the amount, and we give it a variable called amount, and username, variable username. Right, firstly, then we find the user's current balance. Query, select all from users where username equals username, so that's selecting all from the database where the username equals test user. The row is there and the balance. So I've got the balance, which we now know is 7. So because we're depositing, the new balance equals user's current balance plus this amount, because that's the amount you just added on. And we call that new balance. Then we create a little update. So we update the user's table and we change the balance column to new balance, where username equals test user. So it's pretty straightforward. If you need the code, please comment below and I can paste it into you. If you like my video, please subscribe. So then once they've added their deposit, it redirects them. I'm using a little header redirect here, which is taking them back to the logged in page. Now you don't have to do this. If you want to create some new code to say thanks for depositing, you can just put your HTML here. So I could say thanks for depositing, and you could and delete this line of code here, and that way they'll get a message that says thanks for depositing. But to make it easier in this video, I'm going to take it straight back to the page where we had the deposit. So we'll save to website and we add some more funds. We'll test it out with another 3, so that'll give me a grand total of 10. So we add the funds, redirect back, and I've got 10. And that's basically what the deposit.php file does. It's pretty straightforward, but again, if you want to charge users real money, you're going to have to change this to a payment method and redirect back. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I can answer them to the best of my ability. So now the user asked in the comments, they said they can have a book as being listed in a table and should have a buy button for each book, when a buy button, etc. So I've created this little area here called products available to buy, and I've put a little table in here, a little HTML table. I nicked this from W3 Schools, where you can find tons and tons of different codes that you can use on your website. So I basically searched for a HTML table and I nicked a little bit of code and put it in, and I'll show you that code now. It's in the login system file, or logged in, sorry. Products available to buy is here, starts from here. Then you've got a style for that table. There's not a lot to it, it's just gives it this sort of look. And that's that bit of code here. It runs from style to style. We don't need the head and the body there. I don't know why that's in there, so I'll take that bit out. Then this is the table itself, based off this style. So then these two are the top columns, book and buy, which I'll show you here, book and buy. Then underneath we've got book 1, cost, and a buy now button, which is book 1. Then in these table columns we've got the button, and I've put 5 in bold, then an input type hidden on the price, which you don't need to do. You could make that not hidden, but I've hidden the username again and put the PHP variable username here, because when you click buy, it needs to know which user is actually buying and update the correct row in the database. And I've put a button down here which is a input type submit, and I've give it a value of buying now. Save to website, and this is basically this here. So if I buy now, it takes me to a file called buy.php. Now I've created this file already, and I'll show you now what happens in that file. It's very similar to the deposit, except for it subtracts. So at the top of the file, I've created a variable called price, as in, so that's the price here. So I'll create that variable first, and I'll put it in here, name equals price, 5. We go back to the buy file, we've got the price in a variable there. We use username again because we want to know what user is actually purchasing. So we find the user's current balance using this query here. Select from users where username equals test user. Find the balance, and then I'll scroll down. I'll skip this bit because I'll just explain that in a minute. So new balance equals the current balance of the user, as in my case it will be 10. The book actually costs 5. So balance minus the price. So the price was 5, so new balance will equal 5 because the book costs 5, new balance, etc. So then we update the users table. We set the balance equals the new balance where username equals test user. Again, we redirect back. So that's if they click the buy now button, because the user in this case wanted them to take it away from their funds. They have to deposit funds before they can access. So instead of redirecting, when that user clicks buy, you could actually put some HTML here and says, thank you for buying, here you can have your product, etc, etc. So we'll save to website, and I'll put that in, and I'll buy now. So it'll redirect me back, except for it's took £5 for 5.00 off my credit. So if I click, I want to add some more, and I'll add another 3, it gives me 8. So I want to buy the book again, it leaves me with 3. Now if I want to buy the book again, I've only got a balance of 3, yet the book costs 5. So I'll show you that bit of code I was going to explain about, and it's here. Stop users buying if low balance. It's a very small little piece of code which I wrote. It says if the balance, and you use this to equal less than the price. So if balance equals less than 5, as in my case, if my balance is 3, so if 3 is less than 5, redirect header location. So I've redirected it back to the logged in page, and I'm exiting. So this bit of code here actually exits the script and stops anything else happening. Now in theory it sounds good, but you'd be better off redirecting the user if their balance is low to a deposit page or something. So you can change this URL to suit your needs, or create another file and redirect them there, so then they can add their balance. They've got enough balance to buy the book and continue with their purchase. So if I save that to the web, just in case I haven't saved it, and I'll go to buy, I'm going to click buy now, nothing happens because I have not got the balance. I'm redirecting back to logged in, as I just explained. So that's basically what happens. You cannot buy unless you've got enough funds. So if I add funds, another 6, I've got 9 now. The book costs 5, I can buy. Because I've got 4 now, I go to buy again, I can't. So you can basically create another product like this, and I'll go to the logged in. So we've got book 1, and you'll put another one in, grab that piece of code there and paste it underneath like this, and we'll call this one book 2, but except this one will cost 3, and we change the value here and save to website and refresh the page, and now we've got 2 books. We've got book 1 equals 5 and book 2 equals 3. If I click on book 1, 5, nothing happens, but because this one costs 3 and I click buy now, it leaves me with 1. So that's basically how the script works. It's a simple shopping cart type software. You can customize it, edit it, use it for many different products, downloads, etc. If you like my video, please subscribe, please like the video because that helps me a lot. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.